Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I'm going to demonstrate how to make a tulip applique flower. And what I mean by applique is you take fabric pieces, cut them into a shape, and you put a fusible web on the back of that fabric, and then you adhere it to your background fabric. Okay, let's get started. This is fusible web, and what it is it's two pieces of paper. On one side there's blue grid lines, and then on the other side it's just plain paper. And in between the two layers of paper is a thin layer of glue. This product is made by Pellon, and it's called Light Easy Steam 2, and it's two-sided fusible web. I bought mine at Joann Fabrics and Crafts, but you can get it on Amazon, Etsy, and many other fabric supply websites. What's nice about this product is it's going to be really easy to draw this pattern. So I'm going to make my flower 4 inches wide. These are 1-inch squares, and it'll be 6 inches long. So I'm going to start up at the top. I'm going to draw a line from here to here. So I'm just connecting those corners so it looks like that. Now I'm going to go over 4 squares or 4 inches and draw one more line. So you've got 2 lines. Now we're just going to draw a zigzag pattern. So I'm going to draw a line, going from this upper corner down to here and draw. Now I'm just going to turn my ruler and draw a line up this way. So you can see we are creating that zigzag pattern. And you just keep turning your ruler and drawing the lines, and then here is the last one, and draw. So you can see you have this little zigzag pattern. Now you need to get something round. Now go to your kitchen, there's probably a round jar, take the lid off, or a drinking glass, something that's round, that's about 4 inches in diameter. And these circle templates that I'm using are made by June Taylor. You can get them at Joann's, Etsy, and also on Amazon. And all I'm going to do is go down 2 rows of squares, which is 2 inches, put this line here right below my zigzag. So place it on there, and then you're only going to trace around the lower half of the circle. So just go around like this. And there you have the top of your flower. Now I'm going to show you how to draw the stem and leaves. If you want to use 2 different fabrics on your flower, then you can draw this separately from the petals up here. So you do the same thing, same measurements, nothing's different. But if you want it all one color, then you're going to start drawing this right underneath here. So I'm going to show you how to draw it right next to the flower petals. So here's the center line. I'm going to go out 1/4 inch on each side of that line and draw 3-inch long lines. So you just follow the grid. So here's my 1/4 inch line on my ruler. I'm placing it right on top of this blue line. Once you get it lined up, then just draw a line there. Now I'm going to go on the other side of this blue line and then draw a line down. Whoops, I drew it a little crooked. Let me draw this again. There we go. Okay, so that's what your stem should look like. Now we're going to draw the petals on each side. So you want to go from this lower corner and go up 2 corners. So draw and connect it. It should look like that. Now go up to this line here and connect it from this point to this corner. And now just close it off up at the top. Then you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. And the last step is to just draw a line at the bottom of the stem, closing it off. After you've drawn your design, then you're going to take scissors and you're going to go out about 1/4 of an inch away from your drawn lines all the way around. Now take your flower and turn it to where you're looking at the back side. It's just plain paper. There's no lines on it. Then take a straight pin and you're just going to score the paper. In other words, you're going to tear the paper on the back just a little bit. Then bend the fabric until a little corner of the paper sticks up. Then slowly lift it up. And while you're lifting it up, make sure that the glue is not coming up with it. So this is still sticky right here. So go ahead and remove all of this off. So this is the front of my fabric, or the pretty side. It's also called right side. You want to turn it over to where you're looking at the back of it. You'll notice that it's dull. Now you're going to take your flower applique fusible web and you're going to place it on the back side and then finger press it down real good. And then take scissors and you're going to cut right on your drawn lines all the way around. So after you've cut it out, it should look like this. Now you want to remove the paper here, the blue grid line. So you're going to take a straight pin again, score it, tearing the paper, bend it until a corner pops up, and then again remove the paper on top, making sure that the glue isn't coming up. Now right now it's tacky on the back of the fabric, so I'm just going to keep pulling it off. This is my background fabric. Now this is the back of it. I want to turn it over to where the pretty side is showing. What you want to do now is take your flower and just set it down. Don't finger press or do anything like that. And you can see I've got mine a little crooked. At this point, you can keep lifting it up and getting it centered where you want it. You can take a ruler and check it out to make sure it's even. And then once you have it the way you like it, then you would finger press all over it. So after you've got it all finger pressed on, then you want to go to your ironing board and you want to place a cloth over the top of it. And this is where we fuse it on. Now always follow your package instructions just in case you're using a different product. There's several companies out there that make this. And before I put my hot iron on it, I'm going to just dampen the fabric. I'm just using a spray bottle, or if you don't have a spray bottle, just take it over to your sink and dampen this a little bit. And this helps to adhere it. Then take an iron, a steam iron, and then you're going to set it on top, give it a little burst of steam, hold it for anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds to make sure it's fused on, then lift and move it. Now if you're using a bigger iron, you can iron it all at one time. Then when you're done, let it sit and cool. Your last step is to do decorative stitching on the edges. It's going to cover those raw edges. But before you do any stitching, you want to take tearaway stabilizer, which you can buy at Joann Fabrics and Crafts and other sewing machine supply websites and stores. Now it's got different strengths. It's thin, medium, heavy. You need anywhere from about a medium weight stabilizer. Or you can use thin paper. I buy it at the hardware store. It's sold in the paint department on big rolls. So you would place that on the back. Then you need to select a type of stitch that you want to do. Here are some decorative stitches that are on my sewing machine. You're probably going to have at least one or more of these. If you have an older machine, it's not a computerized machine. If it's a newer one, you'll have some of these. But if it's a real old machine, then select your zigzag stitch and shorten the length and adjust the width if necessary, or use one of these. So what I've used is the satin stitch. And I've set my length and width to this. So my length is 0.4 and my width is 3.0. And there's little buttons on the front of your machine where you can adjust those widths, or it's on your computer screen. Once you've selected your stitch, take some scrap fabric and test stitch it to make sure you like the way it looks and it's going to cover the edge the way you would like it done. Then I recommend you use an open toe presser foot. There's nothing in the way. You can see exactly where that needle is going to go down. On the center here is a little red line. You want to keep that red line over the edge of your fabric so that as you stitch, the needle is going back and forth. So when you come down to a corner, make sure your needle stays on the outside, which would be probably towards your right if this is facing you. And then you would lift your presser foot up, turn, lower the presser foot, and continue stitching. And you would keep doing that all the way around till you come back to where you started. Now turn it over to the back when you're done and just tear the stabilizer off. Now, you also need to tear it off on the inside here. So if you're having a problem lifting it up, I just go right along the stitch line and take a straight pin and score it, and then it should lift up. If you're going to be drawing a lot of these flowers, one of the suggestions that I have for you is to transfer your design onto cardstock, thin cardstock, so that you don't have to worry about drawing the lines for every little flower. You just place it on your fusible web sheet and draw around it. It goes much faster. These are really fun to make. One of the suggestions I have is, if you're not sure what you're going to do with it, is, of course, make them into pot holders. If you're going somewhere for the Easter season, you could take it as a hostess gift. This also makes great Mother's Day gifts. And you can also make it into a table runner. Put the flowers all the way along the table runner, make them all different colors. Or if you want to make it into a quilt, you're not sure how to get started, I have some other tutorials down below that will introduce you to quilting. You'll learn how to do quilt as you go, how to put sashing in between your blocks and make your quilt look really interesting. Well, I hope you learned something new in this tutorial. Make sure you do go down below and check out all those links. I'll also have a link to my sewing tips of the week, which are beneficial to you. You will learn a lot about sewing. It'll make your sewing project much easier to do. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl. This is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.